Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. It's chilly, winter's coming, isn't it? So, what better time to play a summer challenge in 2 Point Campus? Welcome to Summer School, the latest challenge mode from the 2 Point team behind 2 Point Campus. So, countless students graduate from 2 Point's campuses each and every year, but what happens to the rest? To the dim-witted and the dull-penciled? Why Summer School, of course, where the county's worst students get one last chance to justify their academic careers. Students who complete the year will be allowed back into their respective schools. Oh, good. But it's clear they're far more focused on enjoying the summer while they can. Oh, good. Our objective is simple. Keep students as happy as possible while they attend summer school. Now, you might think, yeah, this is easy. But it's not so easy at all. I know I'm not supposed to be working, but I happened to be down at Breaking Point Beach when I heard about summer school and couldn't resist. I guess you can take the advisor out of the campus, but you can't stop them from coming back when they're supposed to be on holiday. At summer school, you'll receive funding from the Ministry of Education based on your students' grades. Your students, however, will judge you by how much fun they have. If you want to keep people happy, it's my professional opinion that you start somewhere near the beach. So, the first thing I am going to do is schedule a Beachapalooza between November and December right there. That's going to maximize the number of students we have attending that event. We're going to schedule another one in March, end of March, going into April. Good. That is a start, at least. Next, we need to pick a plot. Now, you might want to go for this one. $85,000 with buildings intact, very close to the beach. But we're going to take this one, 60,000. Or could we take this one? No, 65,000. Wait a minute. That's a bigger plot. We're going to take this one with buildings. It's very important. We've taken that plot on. As soon as those buildings are created, we will sell the buildings. So that actually gave us 25,000 back on top of what we'd paid for it. So we paid the 55,000 or some 50,000 to get it. It would have cost 30,000 to buy it without the buildings, so we've actually made about $5,000 profit, which gives us a little bit of a boost, I think, to our finances starting this one off. Right, next up, what we need to do is we're just going to pave all of this. We aren't buying any more plots, we're just going to stick with the one that we've got here, and this is all going to be changed and developed. So, how do we manage our student happiness? Well, we need to give them a nice looking campus to come into, and we need to make sure that they have plenty of events to keep them going. Now, we've already scheduled 2 in, but for our summer school, we actually need to add in a few more bits and pieces to fully expand this campus. We are going to need to add in some lecture theatres, and we also need to hire some summer school teachers. We do have one there that I'm going to pick up straight away, and I'm also going to grab this one. We're hopefully going to have our course fully leveled up by enough to actually improve the course itself. So that's our next target. What we need to do now is grab a couple of lecture theatres. So I'm going to use my stock lecture theatre, and I'm going to set them up in a way that you might be familiar with if you've seen any of my other guides for the challenge modes in 2 Point Campus. If you've played the Valentine's Day challenge where we had those love bombs, this challenge is quite similar in a way. Also similar to 2 Point Krampus, which was last year's Christmas challenge. So what you will actually get is, we have, first of all, we've got 2 visitors. One of them is not a good one, the other one is a good one. The bad visitor will just make everybody unhappy because he's incredibly boring, and he will reduce the entertainment value of our campus and our students themselves. That's not what we want. The good visitor, if they judge us to be an entertaining campus, will give us sun bombs. Now, sun bombs can be placed very much like the love bombs. They will explode after a few seconds and give all of your students a really nice happiness boost. That is what we want. One of the things I do need to point out is, while I have been practicing and playing this level, it doesn't always work that way. It seems a little bit buggy, which is slightly frustrating. But we can't have everything, so we're just going to have to cope. I'm going to pop down some dormitories now, because they're really going to be useful for us a little bit later on. And we're also going to need to add in a library. For our library, we're going to take the giant library bookcase reception, and then we're just going to pepper it with a bunch of other bookshelves, which I now can't afford. But we can get the study desk in. I think that'll do us for now. We don't have enough money to hire an assistant for it, but we can now increase the course. Now, because we've increased the course level, we now require 6 lecture theatres and 6 teachers, which we already have. Can we actually squeeze in an assistant? No, it's going to cost way too much to hire one. Can we get a janitor at least? No, we can't even get a janitor. Right, well, we'll just have to hope for the best. Let's go. So after a few months, we should hopefully get some funding coming in, and then that will give us a decent starting point for moving forward. So this is Sadius Gloom, the Minister for Misery, who will come along, be generally insufferable and make all of our students unhappy. Over here, though, you can see we have a good accommodation rating, and given that we've got 60 students, we are probably going to need one more dormitory to keep that happiness level up, but we lack entertainment at the moment in time. So currently, you can see right here, we now have Breaking Point Beach, and yeah, we've now got Bertie Crank, is it Bertie? Albert Crank, coming in to do an inspection. He will look at the beach itself and, you know, give that a bit of a rating, and then he'll see what the general entertainment value is around the entire campus. So I'm just going to stick a few flags down here, see if I can actually boost the level of Breaking Point Beach before he arrives. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that, but hopefully that'll make him happy. Now, one of the things I do need to point out, like I've mentioned earlier, is there's a little bit of an issue with the first spawning of these new bombs, where they just don't seem to show up, which can be quite annoying. I do need to put some aircon units in as well, so we're going to stick some of them right in the middle of our lecture theatre. You know, not like they're watching anything interesting, just all of their schoolwork for the entire year there just being hidden by a massive aircon unit. We are at 147,000 points. Now, the target, if we just hover over here, 500,000 will get us our bronze, 1 million will get us silver, and 1.5 million will get us gold. Now, you want to be getting around about 150,000 points per month. So as you can see at the moment, we are in a bit of a deficit, but there will be months where that is infinitely better and we make a lot more of those points, but there'll also be times where we might not make as much as we would have hoped. So again, it's about managing things well and using these bombs when you finally get them. So apparently we're now getting some sun bombs, but as you can see, if we zoom out, none have spawned at all, which is very frustrating. And they don't spawn anywhere else on the map. They only spawn in points that you've got unlocked. So I think that is genuinely a little bit of a bug with the game and the challenge mode in general. So do watch out for that if you are playing this one yourself. It can be problematic. We're about halfway towards our first objective, but we are 3 months in. So we are hoping now that we can start grinding out a little bit more. You can see right here, we now have 2 inspections running simultaneously. We do need to put a deck chair in for our students as requested, and that was nice and easy. We now have 26 grand, which is great because it means we can finish off the aircon. Now, rather than expanding the campus after that I've done that, we are going to make a few adjustments and pop in some events. This is what's going to be key to completing this level. Lots of entertainment and keeping your students very happy. Which is why we have access to the beach and run those Beachapalooza events, and the reason I put those in so early on was because I wanted to make sure that I had them scheduled in. We're going to finish off at the end of that Beachapalooza with some sci-fi films. We're going to put 3 in, and that should improve our students going into their next set of lectures. That's going to leave us with 7,000 left, and with that spare cash, we're going to put down some food items. So to begin with, we want to put in all of the kiosks, basically. I've seen hot dogs requested. I've seen ramen requested. I've had coffee. So this is going to be the big kind of food area here. Veggie kiosk is also one that's been requested. So coffee, ramen, veggie, and hot dog. That I think is the full whack of requests that we get. And I can just squeeze in a burp machine and a gubbins machine. Could also do with a bin. I think we definitely need a bin. Put a few in. Making sure that the environment is right is probably going to be another reason why students become unhappy very quickly. Get some seats down for them. And I also know the frog chair was requested quite often by students as well. What about entertainment though? We've got just enough cash left to put in a couple of payphones. So let's put some of them in as well. And that's just some residual entertainment for our students, and we can continue. So, hopefully, Arthur Crank here is going to give us another good review. And we can get these students nice and happy coming into the next part. We still don't have any assistants though, so that's going to be our next step. This one here is going to be useful. We're going to get rid of you. We're going to keep the rest of them because I want to hire all of them once I get a bit more cash in. So these two are going to work in between stuff, and we need one for the library. So we're just waiting for money to come in. Now our students are already at the party. You can see they're having a really good time. Arthur Crank is still wandering around. Is it Arthur or Albert? I've asked this twice. It's Albert. Albert, Arthur, Jeremy, John, Jimmy. 26 grand. Now we can hire our new staff. Cool, right, we've got 15,000 in the bank. So once again, we'll put on some more events. We'll go with another sci-fi film, but this time we're going to put it in February. We want to try and space them out as much as possible so that when we get these visitations from the Sadius Gloom, we can actually make sure that there's enough fun and happy events going on within the campus to improve their entertainment and get them back up and running. We're at 359,000. Now, I'm hoping once Albert has left, he's going to give us a nice little boost to our finances, in the form of those sun bombs, so I can actually show them off. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in. We're just coming to the end of our 5th month. There we go. We've got some sun bombs, and here they come. So let's just have a quick look. We've got 1, 2. Looks like we've only been given 2. Hoping we get a few more. But that's okay. Student films will start, then they'll do the lectures, and then my plan is to drop those those sun bombs right in between all of these lecture theatres, and that's why I set them up in that way. We've just come to the end of our 5th month, and we're almost at the 500,000 mark. So we've got quite a bit of catching up to do going into the second part of the year. Once we get to that 6-month mark, it'll be a much better kind of assessment that we can create and see how we're doing. But for now, we'll leave that as it is. We have just surpassed that halfway mark. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dropping these bombs. We're about midway through January, so everybody is in lectures now, apart from a couple of people who've decided to skip to do some extra studying. So what we'll do is we'll put a bomb here, and then we'll go back over to this space here and put another one there. So they're right on the intersections of those rooms. And as you can see, when they explode, we cover pretty much the entirety. Let's just have a look at this last student here. Did they get it? Summer party buzz because of the party. I don't think they got it. Sun-kissed. There we go. So you can see we overlapped quite a large amount there in each class. So we've got more demand for the stuff, and we have 22,000 in the bank now. So my next step is going to be to probably a student union, I would imagine. I think at the moment we're not doing too badly with things. Oh, that's 40,000 now. Okay, this is really good. So let's get a student union in. Put our student union down this way. We'll add a little bit in there. The door can go there. Then we'll put the bar area here with 1 table and chairs. And then the first thing I'm going to get when I've got a bit more money is that stage, because we want to bring in some gigs. We want to get some entertainment in there and plan some events within the student union. So this is why I haven't gone for a medical office or anything. I don't think we need one. It's about keeping those students entertained and getting a load of stuff done for them in these pastoral, in these entertainment areas. So if we can get that running and keep that going, but you can see we're only at 600, 702, what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 months in, and we are almost halfway to 1.5 million, which is the gold star target. So next up, we have not taken in much. Oh yes, we're waiting for another month to turn over, but this is not looking too bad. Let's get some more temperature control going on in here. We're going to need to put an aircon unit in this space right by the bar. Excellent. Right, great. And they have asked for a gym. So we are going to put in a very, very small gym. With just the basic in, and I think they will request an exercise bike as well. Cool. Water cooler now. And we may have lost the hot dog kiosk. Yeah, we'll have to put that back in. There we go. Excellent. Right. Almost at the 1 million mark. People are happy. We're about to have another Beachapalooza. I've got 13,000. I really wanted the stage in at this point, but I think it's going to be better if we attempt to upgrade our beach a little bit further, having this final beach party of the year. But I am just slapdashing everything around here. We'll just push this as high as we can. So that should be good when they have this next Beachapalooza. I think they will be a lot happier with the outcome of that one. And we've also got Albert Crank coming back in. So we are at just under 900,000. We've got 600,000 left. And we have 4 and a bit months with which to do it. So we're going to need to get just over, probably what's 150,000 a month now to make this deficit up. And once we get through this month, we can actually, I'm going to very cheekily duplicate these now. So that's going to bring in a lot of entertainment. And then probably by, ooh, we've got some money, so let's quickly schedule in another couple of films at the end of April. Nice. Right, okay, what else have we got? Park bench. Again, yeah, we'll put the park bench up here. And a textbook cubicle in the library. That's what we were waiting for. Excellent, right, great. Okay, we've got 500,030, I guess. Albert Crank is here. He's doing a little bit of a tour. And the ice cream van we can put in as well. Absolutely no problem at all. We'll stick that outside as well. 500,000 to go with 3 months left of the year. I'm feeling very quietly confident. We just need Albert to go away and hopefully he will give us a nice number of new things. Sun bombs, I keep forgetting what they're called. And if I can get a nice big cash bonus, oh, just a little bit shy of that. But what I'll do is I'll sell this. Now we can put in a brand new stage. Is it going to fit? Just excellent. Now the plan can really go into action. We'll start selling off some of these. And we should be able to bring in a band now. 8,000, 9,000. Yeah, we can definitely do it. So let's plan in a band. We want to bring in shoegaze. Oh, they're 10,000. Right, okay. What we'll do is we'll remove one more beach keg. There we go. That gives us 10,000. So we can bring in shoegaze. And we're going to bring them in at the beginning of June to finish off. Off we go. Now, if Albert gives us some sun bombs here, we might actually be able to push this through. We're almost at 1.1 million. I think we're going to do this one, I think. We need to get around about 150,000 still. Here we go. Sun bombs coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Right. So, people are in lectures. I'm going to drop them now. We'll put one there. We'll put one here. And then we want to get another one in the library. That's 3. There's a 4th. Where can we put this one? We'll leave the 4th one now. So that's that lot done. When we get the event on, we'll drop the 4th one right in the student union. Odd that I got 4 and not 5. I thought it was normally like you get... Never mind. Never mind. Right, the event is on. Let's drop that bomb. Love bench. There we go. You can see the campus is an absolute mess as well, but we'll deal with that. We need 300,000 in the next 2 months. I think we can do this now. I think we are going to get this one over the line. So I can start kind of talking about the tips. Just make sure that you have really good dormitories. You've got a really nice space for your students so that they can be really fulfilled when they're on campus. I would definitely recommend getting those Beachapalooza events booked in as soon as possible, because you may never get the money back for them, and you just need to make sure that you've got them in the bank, just so that you can do those events and be rest assured that you've got 2 huge events that are going to fit in the entire campus right at the at key intervals within the year. You've got to keep pumping out those events. I know it seems like a little bit frustrating. You might not get to use, I've not got any toilets. I've got no hygiene, no showers. But it's about food and entertainment. So cheap entertainment options are your telephones, the owl. If you do have the animal pack that came where you got the little dogs in the dog houses and stuff, they're nice and cheap. They will work. You could also try decorating your campus well. That'll help out as well. Or lots of student films. Like, I've peppered them in throughout the year as I've had the money available, and I've been able to do this one. And obviously, oh God, I've said I've been able to do it. We're slightly, oh God, it's getting a bit squeaky now. Ooh, okay, right, we've got 19,000. I'm going to very quickly hire a load of janitors, because I think some of the issue might be that the campus is absolutely filthy. So let's try and get that sorted out very quickly. I mean, thankfully, the interior isn't too bad. It's just outside. Remove poo. That is not something I want to read. Right, okay, what have we got? Flat flower planter. Yes, we'll put them out here on this nice quad area. So it's very tight right at the end here, but I think we might do it. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. Yeah, so I would just build as you go. Make sure that you are keeping your students entertained throughout. Keep them happy. You don't necessarily need medical rooms or pastoral support, because your students should have enough happiness if you do things. Kind of follow my method. Lots of entertainment-based stuff. Good dormitories. And, a decent mix of teachers. I don't think I've got the best teachers for this one. And originally I had thought maybe we do need the best teachers, but it's literally about creating an entertaining experience for them. If you get those 2 Beachapaloozas and a load of student films, you should be fine, because there we go, 1.5 million. That's taken me about 6 attempts though, so it was a little bit more difficult than usual. But there we have it, 1.5 million. Yeah, so let's very quickly go over those tips. Get your lecture theatre seating clumped together, because that's where you're going to get optimal droppage on those sun bombs. Then make sure that you are producing events throughout the year. You don't need to go too hard and get like a student lounge and do all of those, although, they might work, they might be useful for you. The student films are enough. Sci-fi films and then a nice mix of romance and comedy. I think you don't need any other ones in between. That's not particularly necessary. Try and get your student union up as much as possible, especially towards the end of the year where you've got a little bit of excess budget. Just a small one, enough to fit that stage in, and then bring in a gig. If you can get your campus to campus level 12 and get Jasmine Odyssey in, that's your largest happiness boost for your students. But something like the Honor Rollers is a decent second best, because normally you'll probably get to around about campus level 10, and that's the requirement for the Honor Rollers. Other than that, every request that your student puts in, try and fulfill it, because that will make them happy and give them something to do. They usually have these requests because they are things that are like essential to their archetype and the happiness of that archetype. And if you can satisfy that, you're going to keep them happy and entertained. Use the low-cost entertainment items, use low-cost decorative items. Keep all of those things as low cost as possible. Make sure that don't worry about toilets, don't worry about showers, don't worry about those things. If you do end up having the money, obviously put them in, but with the challenge modes, you need to be using your money in the most appropriate way. So if the aim of the challenge mode is to boost entertainment, that's what you should put as much of your money as possible into. However, students need some basics to be met, like their accommodation and like being in a good looking setting, so try and get your prestige levels up. That's the best advice I've got for this one. It was tough. But yeah, it's good. I think it might be a little bit bugged, so do just be aware of those sun bombs and the fact that after the first trip you might not get any, despite the fact that, you know, Mr. Boring who's wandering around your campus has actually had a negative impact on your students. So it can be a little bit more difficult than it might need to be due to what I think might be a bug. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed watching that one, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.